we are back to the class after 4 to 5 days. Correct? Okay. Let us check our previous day homeworks. Correct. Do you remember? There are 2 questions and its answers to be discussed. Okay. The first one, describe the watch that Silky Bow was wearing. What does this tell us about him? Can you tell the answer? Do you remember? I can give you some clues. Watch, then lid, diamonds, correct? Then wealthy. Okay, now please connect to those words and form the answer. Please.
The watch looked beautiful with its lid set with small diamonds. It shows that the man was wealthy and could afford expensive things.
Okay, very good. Now we have one more question answer to be discussed. Please move to D part. And question number 2. What was that? The question goes like this. It takes the verse to put a razor edge on him. Correct? Who said these words and to whom? Can anybody say? Can anyone say? Okay.
Silky Bob said these words to Patrolman Wells.
Patrolman Wells. Correct. Okay. Next question. Who does him refer to here?
Him here is reference to Silky Bob. Although him does not really refer to Silky Bob, it means any man that goes west to seek his fortune, as he has to use his wits to survive, unlike in New York, where opportunity is smaller and life is easier.
Very good. Exactly correct. Now let's move to the third question. How do you think Bo has become razor sharp?
Bob has become razor sharp by competing with some of the sharpest wits in the West to earn his wealth.
Okay, now we have discussed almost all the answers and we discussed all the question answers which I have given you as homeworks so far. Okay, now let's understand the remaining part of the lesson. Okay, students, please take your textbooks.
Have a good long talk about the old times. The 2 men started up the street, arm in arm. The man from the west, his egotism enlarged by success, was beginning to outline the history of his career. The other, submerged in his overcoat, listened with interest. At the corner stood a doctor store, brilliant with electric lights. When they came into this glare, each of them turned simultaneously to gaze upon the other's face. The man from the west stopped suddenly and released his arm. "You're not Jimmy Wells," he snapped. 20 years is a long time, but not long enough to change a man's nose from a Roman to a pug.
In this paragraph, we have to underline 2 words. The first one is egotism. Egotism here means large sense of selfishness, okay, or giving more importance to the self. Understood? And the next word we need to underline is simultaneously. Simultaneously means at the same time. Understood? Okay, let's see the next part. At the corner stood a shop bright with electric lights. Understood? When they started walking, they reached the shop. Which shop? A shop nearby electric light. Okay, and when they came near, what happened? each one turned to look at the other's face. Understood? Bob and the plainclothes man, they started looking one on another's face. Understood? Okay, the man from the west stopped suddenly and pulled his arm away. Okay, you are not Jimmy Wells, he said. You are not Jimmy Wells, he said. 20 years is a long time, but not long enough to change the shape of one's nose or a man's nose. A man's nose cannot be changed even after 20 years. So Bob realized something here. Dear students, we understand the climax of the story. What does it tell? It sometimes changes a good man into a bad one, said the tall man. You have been under arrest for 10 minutes, Bob.
Chicago thinks you may have dropped over our way and wires us. She wants to have a chat with you. Going quietly, are you? That is sensible. Now, before we go on to the station, here is a note I was asked to hand you. You may read it here at the window. It is from Patrolman Wells.
Chicago cops thought you might be coming into New York. They told us to watch for you. Before going to the station, here is a note. Please look into this. And we found Bo opened the letter and started reading. Okay, and what is given at the end of the lesson? Okay, Jimmy mentioned, Bo, it was me. I only approached you at the time of 10 o'clock at the darkened hardware store. I couldn't do that job. Now I have given the duty to another policeman. Students, I give you a few clips to watch. Please watch the upcoming clips and understand the climax and end of the story. And after that, as usual, I give you a small homework. Complete it before the next class. And see you all in the next class. Thank you.
Bob keeps on telling about his success stories and inquires about Jimmy's life. They reach a corner where, in the bright lights, Bob has a first careful look at his friend's face. He is startled and says that even though 20 years is a long time, it is not long enough to change the shape of a man's nose. It sometimes changes a good man into a bad one, says the tall man, and informs Bob that he is under arrest. The Chicago police had warned them about Silky Bob and told them that he might arrive in New York anytime. Before taking him into his custody, the man tells him that he has a note that a cop named Wells asked to give to him. Bob opens the note, and as his hands start to shake slowly in the cold night weather, the note reads, Bob, I was at the place on time. I saw the face of the man wanted by Chicago cops. I didn't want to arrest you myself, so I went and got another cop and sent him to do the job.
Moderately. I work with a city establishment. Well, come on, Bob. Let's go to a place I know.
Yeah, sure.
We will have good long talk about the good old days.
Hey, you are not Jimmy Wells.
Well,
20 years is a long time, but not for a man's nose to change from a Roman to a buck.
sometimes you can change a good man into a bad one. You are under arrest for the past 10 minutes.
Silky Bob. Chicago thinks you might drop away. She wants to have a talk with you. That's what she wants. Coming with us quietly, are you? Bob? That's sensible. Now wait, before you take you to the station, I was asked to give you this note. You may have a look at it by this window. It's given to you by Patrolman Wells.
I was at the appointed place on time. When you struck the match to light your cigar, I saw it was the face of a man wanted in Chicago. Somehow, I couldn't do it myself. So I went round and got a plainclothes man